Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I am the mompreneur here behind A Crafty Concept. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this super fun, bobbly, festive, crafty boho Santa hat. It is made with acrylic yarn and faux fur yarn. This is actually yarn and it is crocheted on there, and this is crocheted and filled with a little bit of polyfill. So this is a super fun crochet project for you guys, very good for the holidays, and if you want to add a little bit more Christmas spirit to your headwear, maybe for a market, a holiday market that you're going to be doing, or just spending time with your family looking at Christmas lights. I hope you guys like this tutorial. It's not as hard as it looks. The fur yarn is a little bit hard to get used to at first, but once you get used to it, it's really not that difficult. I will say I forgot to mention that you will need polyfill when I was going over the materials. It's getting ready to play for you guys. So pretend I said polyfill. Go ahead and add that in, and let's just jump right into the tutorial. To make the Crafty Boho stocking, you will need some acrylic yarn. I love this yarn in the color red. Some faux fur yarn. This is Yarn Bee for the Moment in the color cream. You can also use Lion Brand's Go for Faux yarn if you'd like. A pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, and a J 6.0 millimeter crochet hook. This is the Clover and More crochet hook, and it is my favorite crochet hook to work with. We're going to start with our acrylic yarn, and we are going to make a magic circle. I'm going to do it in slow motion for you guys so you can kind of see what's happening. And then we are going to chain one. Now we're going to work 12 half double crochet stitches into the center of our magic circle. To make a half double crochet stitch, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the center of the magic circle, grab our yarn, pull up a loop. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's 2. You may notice that I yarn under when I grab my yarn for the second half of my stitch. So I yarn over, insert my hook, yarn under. That is just preference. That's how I learned how to crochet. If you yarn over, that's the more traditional way to crochet, so that's totally fine. Yours will still turn out perfect. It won't affect the finished piece for this particular pattern. So you just make your half double crochet stitches the way that you're used to, and just ignore my crazy crochet habits. Okay, I have 12 half double crochet stitches, and now I'm just going to pull this tail until my circle closes. That's why it's called a magic circle. There we go. Join into the top of my first half double crochet and chain 1. For row 2, we are going to half double crochet 2, so just 2 half double crochet stitches. That's 1. And that's 2. Then we're going to half double crochet increase in the next stitch. So that just means 2 half double crochet stitches in the same space. Then we're going to half double crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half double crochet increase, and then half double crochet in the last 3 stitches, giving us a total of 14 half double crochets in the row. Join into the top of our first half double crochet and chain 1. Now for row 3, we're going to half double crochet 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to half double crochet increase in the next stitch. 1, 2 together in the same stitch. Half double crochet 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to increase again, 2 half double crochet stitches in the same space, 1 more half double crochet stitch to finish the row, giving us a total of 16 half double crochets in row 3. Join into the top of our first half double crochet and chain 1. In rows 2 and 3, we put 2 increases, just spaced them out in the row and did not put them on top of each other, so it wasn't like an increase in this row and then another increase right on top of it. I spaced them out. For row 4, we're going to do 3 increases in this row. So we're going to, and this time I'm going to put my first stitch right over here, and this will help. See how my seam is starting to go diagonal? That's how it is working half double crochets in the round, like, well, in the same direction. If you were to turn every time, it would go straight, but since we're not turning, we're going in the same direction right now, it's going conkywampus. So I'm just going to put my first half double crochet in this hole over here instead of this one, and then my last one in this row will go right here, and that will help straighten that seam out. So for row 4, we're going to half double crochet 1, then half double crochet increase in the next stitch. Then we're going to half double crochet 6, half double increase in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, 3. Now we have our last increase right here in the next stitch, and we are going to end this row with 3 half double crochet stitches, 1, 2, and remember the third one is going to go right there, right up next to our starting chain. Join into the top of our first half double crochet and chain 1. Now before we start row 5, which is our first bobble row, we're going to turn our work. So bobble stitches have to be made with you facing the wrong side because they pop out on the right side. To start row 5, we're going to put a bobble stitch in the first stitch, and we're going to go in this guy right here. And to do a bobble stitch, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the stitch, grab our yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. We're going to do that 4 times total. Yarn over, insert, grab, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. 3, 4, just kidding, 4 times. Okay, now you have 5 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through all 5 hoops. That finishes our bobble stitch. Now we're going to go directly into our next stitch. We're not going to chain, nothing like that. We're just going to leave that there, and then go directly into our next stitch, which is a single crochet. So just insert, grab your yarn. I like to give that a tug to make my bobble pop a little bit more, and pull through both stitches. So we are going to do that all the way around. Bobble stitch, single crochet, bobble stitch, single crochet. And since we have 19 stitches in the row, that's how many we had at the end of row 4, we're going to end on a bobble stitch this time. Some of the rows will end on a single crochet stitch. Whoops. Okay, and single crochet, bobble stitch, and I'm going to do this all the way around, ending on a bobble stitch for a total of 19 stitches in the row. Okay, coming up on our last bobble stitch in the row, and I'm going to show you how we are going to join into the top of our first bobble stitch. Yarn over, pull through all the loops, and then just go directly into the top of our first bobble crochet to make our join in chain 1. And now we're going to turn our work again and start working on some half double crochet rows. Here's what we have so far after row 5. For row 6, we are going to half double crochet in the first 3 stitches, and my first half double crochet is going to go in the top of this bobble stitch. 1, 2, 3. Increase in the next stitch, so just 2 half double crochet stitches together, and then we're going to half double crochet 7. Increase in the next stitch, and then half double crochet 7 again to give us 21 half double crochet stitches in the row. Join into the top of our first half double crochet and chain 1. For row 7, we're going to start by half double crochet 6, and I'm going to put my first one right here in the spot right up next to my chain. Increase in the next stitch, and we're going to half double crochet 8. Increase in the next stitch, and we're going to end the row with 5 half double crochet, giving us a total of 23 stitches in the row. Then we're going to join into the top of the first half double crochet stitch and chain 1. For row 8, we're going to start by half double crochet 2, and I'm going to put my first one all the way over here, so not here. My last one will go in right up on the other side of my chain right here, and I do this to keep my seam somewhat straight. It won't be perfectly straight, but it won't be completely sideways either. So half double crochet 2, then we're going to increase in the next stitch, half double crochet 7, increase in the next stitch, half double crochet 12, and my 12th half double crochet is going to go right in that space with my chain. Join into the top of my first half double crochet and chain 1. Now we have our row before our bobble row, which is going to be a row where we put 3 increases instead of 2. So our repeat is going to go 2, 2, 2, 3, bobble, 2, 2, 2, 3, bobble, all the way down until we get to the brim. For row 9, we are going to start with 6 half double crochets. Again, I'm going to put it over here. I don't really have a method as to why I sometimes go here and sometimes go here. I just keep mixing it up, and that helps it not go diagonal. So we're going to start with 6 half double crochets. It's 1, half double crochet, increase in the next stitch. Now we're going to half double crochet 8, half double crochet, increase in the next stitch. Now we're going to half double crochet 5, half double crochet, increase in the next stitch, and we're going to end the row with 3 half double crochets, giving us a total of 28 stitches in the row. 2, 3, join into the top of our first half double crochet, chain 1, and now we're getting ready to do a bobble row, so we're going to turn our work. For row 10, we're going to put a bobble stitch in the first space right here. And then a single crochet stitch in the next space. Again, bobbles are worked where you're facing the wrong side of your work is facing you when you're crocheting, because the right side is where the bobbles pop out. For me, if I try to push the bobbles to pop back out on this, it just doesn't look near as good. I don't know if you can even. So I just turn my rows so the bobbles pop out on the right side of my work. We're going to continue to bobble stitch and single crochet stitch all the way around. This time we're going to end on a single crochet stitch. And then we're going to join, and I will be right back after I get to the end. Okay, coming up on my last stitch, I'm doing the bobble, and then I'm going to end right here with a single crochet, join into the top of my first bobble stitch, and chain 1 and turn our work. So this is what we've got so far after our 2 rows of bobble stitches. Now we're getting ready to start row 11. So we're getting ready to do another half double crochet cluster in between the bobble stitches, and we're going to increase 2 times in row 11, increase 2 times in row 12, increase 2 times in row 13, and then we are going to increase 3 times in row 14 before our bobble row. I'm going to do one more cluster with you guys here on video, and then the rest is exactly the same. It's just a different number of half double crochets and placements for increases. All I do is make sure I space them out so they're not on top of each other. That's the only thing that I do. So I know that which rows have 2 and which rows have 3, and I space them out so they're not on top of each other. So we'll do 11 through 15 here together, and then I will send you off into the wild on your own, and we will come back and do the brim together and the pom-pom and attach them, and voila, ho ho ho. Row 11, we're going to start by half double crocheting 4 times. Then we're going to put our first half double crochet increase in the next stitch. Half double crochet 14 times. As our rows get bigger, our half double crochets in between our increases spread out more. Increase in the next stitch, and then we are going to half double crochet 8. Join into the top of our first half double crochet, and that will give us 30 half double crochet stitches in the row. Chain 1. For row 12, we're going to half double crochet 10. I'm going to put my first one right up next to my chain there. Half double crochet increase in the next stitch. Then we're going to half double crochet 17. Half double crochet increase in the next stitch, half double crochet 1, join into the top of our first stitch, giving us 32 stitches in the row. Chain 1 for row 13. We're going to start with half double crocheting 2. Then we are going to half double crochet increase, half double crochet in the next 13 stitches, half double crochet increase in the next stitch. Then we're going to half double crochet 15, $14, $15 will go right in this spot next to our chain, join into the top of our first half double crochet and chain 1. For row 14, we're going to do 3 increases because it's the row right before our bobble row. So we're going to start by half double crocheting in the first 7 stitches. We're going to increase in the next stitch. That's our first increase. Now we're going to half double crochet 5. Increase in the next stitch for our second increase in the row. Half double crochet 12. And 12 increase into the next stitch, and then we're going to end with half double crochet 7, giving us a total of 37 half double crochet stitches in the row. Join into the top of our first half double crochet, chain 1, and turn our work. Okay. This is where we're at, starting to see the shape of our hat taking place. Now we're going to do our bobble row for row 15. Going to bobble stitch in the first space, single crochet in the next space. Do that all the way around. And you're going to end again with a bobble stitch. Some of the bobble rows end with a bobble, and some of the bobble rows end with a single crochet. It just depends on if the row has an odd number or an even number of stitches. This one has an odd number, 37, so it will end on a bobble. And then I will join into the top of my first bobble stitch, chain 1, and turn my work again, and continue on making the length of the beanie. This is the adult size. If you want to do the child size or the toddler size, you will just stop sooner. So you can see that on the PDF version of the pattern, which is the paid version in my shop, or you can get the free version of the pattern, which is on my blog at craftyconcept.com, and it's also linked below for you guys. And you can just see what row you need to stop on to make the toddler or child size and skip down to the brim portion if you are making one of those sizes. If you're going to join me in making the adult size, I will see you after we get down to row. Okay, we will get to row 29. So after we finish row 29, we're going to switch to our fur yarn. Again, for the adult size, the toddler and the child size will stop at different rows. Please refer to the pattern linked below if you are making a toddler size or a child size. I will see you guys after row 29. You can do it. Don't be discouraged just because we won't be doing it together. It's just 2 increases, 2 increases, 2 increases, and then 3 increases. And I gave you each row step by step, just like we've been doing at the beginning. So you can see all of that in the pattern on the blog post, linked below for free, or you can get the paid PDF, also linked below. You totally got this. I'm not worried. I will see you after row 29. Okay, I just finished row 29 and I did 59 half double crochets in row 29 and 28 and 27. So now I'm going to insert my hook into the top of the first half double crochet like I'm getting ready to join, but instead of grabbing my acrylic yarn, I'm going to grab my faux fur yarn. Okay, but I'm going to grab my faux fur yarn and pull it through like I was joining with that, and then chain 1. Now for rows 30, 31, and 32, so 3 rows, we're going to half double crochet 59 with our faux fur. So I'm just going to start, that's 1, just like that. It's just the same as the acrylic. It just gets a little bit hard to see once we get to our next row because our stitches are going to be a little bit harder to find, but it's not as hard as you'd think. Keep your tension pretty loose because you don't want to smother all the pretty fur pieces where they just lay flat. So just kind of loosely half double crochet around 59, and then we will join into the top of our first half double crochet and chain 1 and come back in just a second and do row 31 with you guys so you can see me kind of feeling for my stitches. Okay, now I'm going to join into the top of my first half double crochet, and I can feel my chain 1 here, and my first half double crochet is right here. So my stitch should be right here somewhere. Yes, and you just gotta feel for it. I can feel it though. Join and then chain 1, and we've got 2 more rows just like that. So I'm going to continue feeling for my stitches and half double crocheting around. For this row, and then one more row 32, and then we will do a couple more rows, and then this guy will be ready to work on his palm, and then after that he'll be finished. Okay, I am almost finished with row 31. Go. Join into the top of my first half double crochet. Maybe. Here we go. Chain 1, and then one more row of 59 half double crochets with the fur for row 32. Okay, finished with the row 32. Going to join into the top of my first half double crochet, chain 1, and now we're going to turn our work, but I'm going to go ahead and clip this. Could have clipped that a long time ago. Okay, let's turn our work. For row 33, we are going to be working in the back loop of our stitches. So normally our stitches would have 2 loops, and we would put our hook here. But instead, we're just going to put our hook here, and this is where we're going to put our stitch. So just in the back loop of our stitches. So again, you will have to feel for them, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple. And then that's just for row 33. So 59 half double crochet stitches in the back loop only. And then we will come back with 2 more rows, and then the brim will be finished. And don't forget to turn your work before you start this row. because we are creating the fold now, and the working in the back loops will give us a nice clean edge folded up to give our brim some little character. Okay, I just finished row 33. Going to join into the top of my first half double crochet and chain 1. And now I'm going to show you guys that little fold that will happen. It's very clean, gives us a nice edge. And then we've got 2 more rows with our faux fur and half double crochet stitches for the brim, and then we can tie off. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through these 2 more rows really quickly here off camera, and then I will come back and we will tie off together and then get started on the pom-pom. Okay, just finished row 35. I'm going to join into the top of my first half double crochet over here, and we can tie off. There we go. So now we have this super fluffy and super plush Santa hat, and he's just missing his little pom-pom, so we're going to make that part next. And you will need a little bit of polyfill. I forgot to say that at the beginning of this video, but it doesn't take much, just a handful of polyfill. Just stick your polyfill off to the side for now and grab your yarn. We should have enough yarn left in this one skein to make our pom-pom. That's the goal anyway. We're going to make a magic, you know what, I'm going to have to cut that off. There's a little knot in this, and that's going to get in the way when we go, so I'm going to have to cut that off, and hopefully I still have enough, which I should. Okay. Make a magic circle, just like we did at the beginning of the hat, and chain 1. Now we're going to put 6 single crochets into the magic circle, and this is going to be worked in the round. I will not be using a stitch marker because I'm just going to feel as I go, feel and count, but if you need to use a stitch marker to mark the end of each row, you can do that. So I'm going to put 6 single crochets into the center of the magic circle. That's 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm keeping my tension pretty loose. 4, 5, 6, and then we can pull our magic circle closed. And now we're going to put 2 single crochet stitches in each space around for a total of 12. This is where you could use a stitch marker if you needed to. $11, $12. Okay, for round 3, we're going to increase in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch. Repeat that 6 times for a total of 18 stitches in the row. So 1, 2 together in an increase, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. Now we are going to increase in the first stitch, then single crochet and single crochet around 6 times for a total of 24 stitches in the round. So increase, single crochet, single crochet. That's 1. Repeat that till we have 24 stitches total. (21, 22, 23, and 24. Now for round 5, we are going to single crochet 1 time in each stitch around, again for a total of 24 stitches in the round. (23 and 24). Now for round 6, we're going to start our decreases. So we're going to single crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches, then single crochet and single crochet. Repeat that 6 times for a total of 18 stitches in the row. So to do a single crochet decrease, it's going to be over these 2 stitches right here that my fingernails are in front of. I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch, grab my yarn, pull up a loop, go directly into the second stitch, grab my yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on the hook, that's the decrease, and then single crochet, that's 1. Then we're going to decrease again over the next 2, single crochet, that's 2. Okay, and there we go, 18. Now we're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches and single crochet in the last stitch for a total of 12 stitches in the row. So we're going to repeat that all the way around. We're going to start with a decrease over the first 2 and then a single crochet, that's 1. Decrease and then a single crochet, that's 2. Repeat that for a total of 6 times, giving us 12 stitches in the row. Now for our last round, round 8, we're just going to single crochet decrease all the way around for a total of 6 times and giving us a total of 6 stitches in the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more. 6. Okay, now we can tie off, leaving a decently long tail for closing up our circle here. And I'm just going to put a slip stitch back down into where I just put the 6th decrease. Just slip stitch so it's down low and pull my yarn through. Now I'm going to, so this is the right side of our work, so I'm going to hide this tail and put it on the inside. Looks like a little snowball. Okay, so I'm just going to pull on it and make sure to keep my circle pulled tight so it's closed from the magic circle. And then I'm just going to shove that guy down into the center and pull him up through over here. And I'm just going to push him back down in there. He can be some extra stuffing for me. Now I'm going to fill this up with my polyfill. We might not need all of this, so I'm just going to use a little bit at a time. And just kind of shove it down into the center of our little snowball is what it looks like. If you do not want your pom-pom to be this big, you can stop after we increase to 18 and don't increase to 24, which I think that's how the child size is made. So if you like a smaller pom, you can follow the pattern on the blog post or in the PDF for the child size beanie. It does have a smaller pom. Okay, that's pretty good. If we kept fluffing it, I'm gonna put a little bit more. My pom will get bigger. It will stretch to be a little bit bigger. Also, if you keep stuffing it, the weight of the polyfill and the pom will kind of weigh down the point of the hat and give it a really cute kind of flop. Ugh, look at that. I know you want to squish it. I know you want to reach right through the camera and squish this little furry snowball. Okay, now I'm going to sew this guy closed with my tapestry needle. Nope. Got it. Okay. And I'm going to go under the front loop of my first stitch, under the front under the front loop of my first stitch, then whip it around and go under the front loop of my second stitch. If I can't even tell. Okay, yeah. Then do the same thing, whip it, go under the third, whip it, go under the fourth, and then I'm going to pull through. And then we've got 2 more to do. You can use any method you want, really. This fur is super forgiving because it's so hairy. You can't really see if you mess up or where the stitches are, so you can just kind of wing it. After I got my hole cinched closed, I'm going to just sew in this tail, making sure it's really in there and it's not going to come apart on me. Which this faux fur does hold together well too. It gets all knotted up, which is awesome, in between all the stitches. Okay, and then we can just, I'm going to pull it through the inside of the circle as soon as I finish with this, okay? And I'm just gonna go like this. Make sure any of those little hairy bits that got shoved in while sewing it in can pop back out again. Going to insert my needle into the center and just pull it out on the other side. That way the tail gets lost in the middle. There we go. And then I'm going to clip this off. Okay. Now we are going to attach our little furry pom-pom to the point of our hat. To do this, we're going to cut 2 pieces of red string yarn. What is this, my first rodeo? And use our tapestry needle. This is also the method that I use to attach my faux fur poms to my beanies, and it works really well and keeps it from getting all floppy woppy. Pretty sure this is the very top, so the very bottom should be like right here. And I'm just going to go in one side, under all those stitches, and out the other side. Okay, and do the same thing going this way with my other piece. Okay. Now we're going to get our hats. Yes, mine is on my head. Okay. Oh yeah, we still have to sew in our tails. Yippee. Okay. Oh, let's do that one first. We have to sew in, set this aside, and sew in this tail first. The other ones can wait. But you want to go ahead and get this sewn in before we attach our palm. Okay, and then we can snip that off. Push it back through, and then we are going to attach our pom-pom. So this is the front side of our hat, and we are going to pull this up just like this, and we're going to pull these 4 strings in through 1, 2, 3, 4. So like line across, like make the points line up with each other. So I'm going to go towards the back, like this is the front, this is the back, and then I'm going to grab the back string. You can see, so front, side, side, back. So I'm going to grab the back string, pull it down into the inside of the beanie, and then I'm going to come up through the side and grab this side, pull it in, come up through the other side, grab the other side, and then up through the center, well the front, not the center, the front right there, and pull that string through. Okay, now you're going to flip this so you can see your strings and pull on them all. I know you get a weird little, but it works. So pull these out, and then we're going to line them up again. These two will be tied together, and to tie them I go under once and then again just to make it extra secure. Pull as tight as you can without ripping your yarn in half, and then double knot it, and do the same thing with the other two. Under, pull, and then pull. And since this will probably never be seen by our customers or gift recipients, and just to make sure that these tails, like we could sew in these tails, and if you're a perfectionist you are welcome to do that. I am just going to grab all 4 of these and make a knot and just kind of pull it up to the top, and then that palm will be really on there, and then I'm just going to trim these guys. Where this hat goes to a point, it won't be in the way. Nobody will even know that it does that unless they happen to try to flip the thing inside out. Okay, that is it for our Crafty Boho Santa hat. I will sew in these other tails, I promise, at some point. For now I'm just going to hide them so you can't see them. I hope you guys love this pattern. I can't wait to see all of your Crafty Boho Santa hats. Also, feel free to get creative with the colors. It doesn't have to be just red and white like this one. I've also made a pink one and a green one, and plan on making a linen one. I think that would be really pretty. You could also do stripes. If you did green and red, it would probably look like a little elf hat, or you could do green, red, and white and make it look super festive. Plenty of options. I cannot wait to see what you creative people come up with. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. You can ask them in the comments below, or shoot me an email at ashley@acraftyconcept.com, or the fastest way to get a hold of me is probably just through Instagram. I check my DMs over there on a daily basis. Usually I respond to all of them within 24 hours. One last thing before you go, if you click the link in the description, you can subscribe to my email list, and if you do that, you will get a free pack of Handmade with Love wrap labels that are holiday themed, and you can cut them out and wrap them around your handmade goodies this holiday season. Head on over there and sign up to start receiving your free Handmade with Love wrap labels, and I will catch you guys in the next video.